Ladies and gents, JacquesH from South Africa, and I have never been more excited in the whole of my life than these past few days. I'm sitting in my hotel room. Yes, I know it is quite a magnificent view overlooking the harbour, in person, in Hong Kong, and we will be witnessing history in the making tomorrow at 12 UTC time. I will be one of a very select few and extremely fortunate group of people in the world to witness the first physical gold, 135 kilos of pure gold bullion to be put in the vaults to back up our very own cryptocurrency, the KBC coin. Now let me just elaborate a little bit on what I have just said. These guys are going to deposit physical gold, not gold certificates, not gold shares, but physical gold to back their cryptocurrency, the KBC coin. I'm ecstatic and so blessed to be part of this German-based company who not only have the first cryptocurrency in the world backed by gold, but also makes it possible for us all to literally save 1 gram of gold at a time, protecting ourselves against inflation and protecting our future wealth. I think a lot of us, inflation is getting a bit more real these days, not only in South Africa but around the world. Currently, and I'm using South Africa as my point of reference, the South African rand or the South African currency is currently 15 rand 44 against the US dollar, and the euro 3 cents under 18 rand. Guys, for those of you who have not watched my previous video and still do not understand what this means in real terms for you and your household or family, you seriously need to start educating yourself and seriously start looking around to protect yourself and your loved ones. More importantly, I would highly encourage you to either get hold of myself or Amber or the person who sent you this video, so we can show you a way to be part of this revolution. I had recently a person from my past approaching me just before our team left for Hong Kong, saying that he thinks I'm crazy putting myself out there like I do. Talking in public about the gold opportunity we are involved with. Do you know what I told him? No, not that. I told him that I think he is crazy not to talk about this gold opportunity every moment he gets. Let me tell you why. I believe the time has come for the facts and truth regarding what is happening with and within this company, and be known as soon as possible and be shared to as many people as possible. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the longer we wait and the longer people are not protecting themselves against inflation, the poorer our future generations will become. This in a time where the greatest opportunity and biggest wealth shift in history is in the making. What do I mean by wealth shift? I mean that for the first time in history, ordinary people can become part of the wealthy by acting on opportunities presented to them on a golden tray right now. Not tomorrow, or the next month, or the year after, when the herd have jumped on the wagon, but now. Should someone not take action right now, only when the masses do, I can assure you that by that time the exponential shift would have already happened. And for them who did not take action will remain stuck. And where they were, still complaining that the rich is only getting richer, and yes, you're right, the poor is only getting poorer. Ladies and gents, I do not think maybe most of all actually comprehend, and maybe even me, what is happening tomorrow. We are part of history. We are part of the biggest wealth shift in history in the making. We all know that current financial systems don't stand a chance, and that within the near future, definitely still in my lifetime, fiat currency as we know it will be something of the past. When this happens, you have to ask yourself the question, where will the money move to? How are we going to transact? With what are we going to buy goods and services from one another? Do you think the money will move to the new government money, like a new rand, euro, dollar, whatever they decide to call the new currency, creating money out of thin air? Do you perhaps think maybe money would move to people's money, which is cryptocurrencies, which is based on a technology called blockchain, which takes the controls of money out of governments and corrupt organizations? Or do you believe that maybe money might move back to God's money, which is precious metals like gold? Now you might think, how is this possible? How can we again transact in gold? Let me in a nutshell tell you what our golden company with its golden opportunity is doing and already have achieved. And how by default these KBC coins that we cannot get enough of, by default can only increase in value. The company has been around since 2011 with its headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany, with more than 500,000 customers. They formed a joint venture with a gold mine in Madagascar. Yes, they own a gold mine. They obtained a fully crypto and banking license in Miami. That is correct, Miami in the United States of America. They will soon be implementing 100,000 ATM machines all over the world, which will allow us to transact in crypto, fiat and gold. Now let's put this in an actual scenario in real life, and now this is literally setting a new standard for any company who would dare to compete in this environment. I believe that after I've explained this, most of you will be as ecstatic about this company as more than 500,000 of its affiliates, including me, already are. Okay, so these guys have a fully licensed cryptocurrency banking license in Miami. Why will people use their bank and ATMs? Because their fees will be half of the current fees charged in the industry. When people use the banking services and cash called their paper money, yes, not currency, but money, I'll explain that another time, as legal tender, fees are generated, of which these fees generates profits, of which 50% of the profits will go back to back the KBC coin. Also, when people use the ATMs worldwide, fees are generated, of which these fees generates profits, which will 50% of the profits will back the KBC coin. With the profits generated from the banking system and ATMs, there will be money to mine gold with, which will back the KBC coin, which will increase the value of the coin. Where do they mine the gold? In their own gold mine. What happens when you mine gold in your own gold mine? Profits are generated. And what happens to 50% of the profits generated? That is correct. It goes to the KBC coin, which will increase the value of the coin, and so the circle continues indefinite. If what I'm sharing with you, ladies and gents, does not yet impress you, what if I go one step further and tell you that they are busy working on their own exchange and that it will be launched in the very near future? A new token, the KCB coin, has been created specifically for this environment. But for now, I'm not going to take the limelight away from the KBC coin, and we'll talk at a later stage more about the KCB coin. Back to the exchanges. Do you know how many thousands or millions of transactions happen on a daily basis within big exchanges? So with what this company already have achieved, will it be fair for me to state that these guys do not play a small game? Would you agree with me that the company will be one of the biggest and most reputable exchanges in the world? Now, what happens with the percentage of these profits generated from the daily fees on the exchanges? Yep, they will back the KBC coin, which will lead to more profits, to buy more gold, to back the KBC coin, increasing the value. As gold deposits fuel the value of the KBC coin and the demand becomes greater than the supply, can you see that it is almost impossible for this coin not to increase by default? If you believe in God's money and the people's money, we have a solution for you, and you can protect your future wealth and the possibility of creating massive wealth. As this is a time-sensitive matter, I urge you to comment below or private message me with "please help" or Amber, or to please get back to the person who sent this video to you. We will educate and show you a better way regarding the future of money. Cheers, guys.